and maybe start telling you the backstory.
Okay, I'm just streaming this. Give me 5 more seconds here.
Yeah, same. Like trying to open my thing really in a funny way. And maybe start telling you the backstory. Uh-oh, it's doing that thing again.
Okay.
Did you close it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay,
fantastic.
Here we are.
Here we are, we've done it. Okay, I'm just trying to load up where. Okay, I want to start this. I have not started sharing. Have I? No. Getting our ducks in a row. Okay. So, can you see my screen? Yes. Okay. Cool. So this is a lovely mama named Amber, who I triple checked this morning that she was okay with me sharing this. This is her second birth. And her first birth story is in our missed it because she was in labor, like at all. And a baby just flew out of her. Oh no, did I freeze? Can people hear me? Am I all right on my end? Okay. So her first birth was super fast. I don't want to recount the whole thing for the sake of time, but essentially I showed up at the birth pool because it seemed like maybe she was in early labor and the baby shot out of her. And I've never seen anything like it. She called it today by text. She was like, "Oh, are you going to tell them about my unicorn birth?" I said, "Yeah, it was like such a weird, rare experience and just totally coincidence that I even happened to be there as her baby just flew out of her." So there's not a video of that. There's a couple quick photos. And like I said, that's in our book, Indie Birth, A Story of Radical Birth Love. And this was her second baby. And so we both were like, maybe I won't make it because that last time it was really, really fast and really, really easy. And she like kind of didn't even know it was happening till it was happening, like until she was pushing the baby out. And so this time we had like a false alarm where I went a couple days ahead. And she had a bunch of people over and like this cool like tent set up outside, and it just kind of didn't turn into anything. And then a few days later, she called me and she was like this really hilarious woman. I love her so much. And she was just like, "I think something's really wrong." Like her speech was kind of like funny. She's like, "I think I'm having a stroke maybe." And I'm like, "Are you having contractions? Like what's going on?" She's like, and later on she told me she like couldn't remember my name even. She like somehow dialed me, but like couldn't remember my name on the phone with me. She was just like totally out there. My theory is that she just had like really strong labor hormones or something. And she was like fully like you know, in another mental state at that point. So, anyways, I was like, I don't know what's going on. If you think you're having a stroke, you should probably call 911. But I'm getting in my car and I'm coming to you. I'll be there in 15 minutes. And I like threw baby Arrow. He was like 8 weeks old or something. So I still have like this big postpartum belly you'll see in the video. I like threw Arrow at his dad and I just like ran out the door with my birth bags. And I got there, she was very clearly in labor and she had the baby maybe like an hour later. So we had a little more warning this time. And it's just like a really nice video. I love, you can just see, especially well, maybe you can't see, but something I'd want to point out is that I try to always be relaxed at births, but I feel like you can see if you're looking at the midwife role as well, you can see just like the level of comfort with it being the second time I've been with her. And I just totally trusted her and felt really, really comfortable and confident in her ability to do it. And so there's something magical about being with someone through multiple births. And I guess that's all I'll say before I start the video. Hopefully it's good quality. Like I said, I'm on this hotspot.
Oh no.
Oh no. And I'm like, what happened?
You keep going in and out, and I don't have this video, so you're going to leave people hanging if it doesn't work. But that may happen.
Not my hotspot. Okay, how about now? I switched to like
you're back. You're back. Yeah.
Did you hear that story? That
There have been bits and pieces, so I don't know. I'm curious when
we'll
you
just show it.
Okay.
We'll just show it. Pearl. Can you hear it?
I hear and see nothing. It's just like a frozen screen.
You hear and see nothing.
Oh, wait, there's like some movement there, but I don't know. Guess we'll see.
Well, I mean, I could, what's the next best option here? Oops. I don't know. Do you want to try one of yours and see if it works better? Usually this is how it works.
Yeah, I'll try one. I mean, I wonder if just with the shitty internet, if it's not going to be able to do it, even if it's downloaded,
Right.
but I'll go ahead and pull one up of mine. So anyway,
Yeah,
hold
mine's
that thought.
definitely downloaded. Hold that thought.
Hold that thought with Amber's birth there. If I had it, I would show it to you. Is it on Vimeo? Is it on our Vimeo or no?
It might be. I'll look while you show one.
Okay, because if it's on Vimeo, I can download it.
Sorry, everybody.
Let's see, what was I going to show here?
It is on Vimeo. Amber's birth number 2.
Okay, well, one thing at a time here.
I started at around 5 minutes.
Oh no, and my computer is totally, something is in retrograde. I know this is true, and now we are living it because none of my videos are popping up at all as to be shared. So actually, I don't know what to do at the moment.
What do you mean they're not popping up?
Yeah. What to do about that?
Someone asked me what the names are of my birth videos on YouTube, and I'll just put my kids' names in here. And if you search like birth of something like that, and birth of, and I think it's like when Arrow was born or something. If you want to check those out later. Sorry, everyone. Thanks for your patience. So now it's working fine. You can like hear me, and there's not a lag.
Yeah, maybe try again while
I'm gonna try again. I'm just gonna try again. We're just gonna try one more time. Share sound, optimize for video clip. Okay, let's see if that works better. Okay, let's try this one more time. Can people see it? Oh, thank heaven. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as long as the internet holds out. Her 1-year-old is there in the background.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Oh, hi. Can you shut the blinds, please? I can't. Hi, baby. What are you doing? Wait, do I put her? There you go. See, you just can't Hi, my baby. Are you sleeping? I love you. I love you. I love you. in there. Hello, sweet girl. Oh my God. This is so amazing. Hello, sweet baby. No, not yet.
Like adjusting the
Hello,
tripod,
sweet
which is like so
baby.
annoying.
Hello. You want to grab that wet pad underneath?
Yeah. You can see that with her cute baby for a sec.
I'll pause it there. Nothing else terribly exciting happens. I think she hangs out on the floor for a while, and we let the video run. And I think we brought it in the bathroom. There's her little baby in the bathtub too, and she birthed the placenta in the tub, which maybe is actually on video, maybe not. Oh yeah, it is. Let's watch that.
Yeah, no, that's why you gotta like drain it so much. Otherwise, it's such a big pool.
I know, but like the water can melt.
Oh, it feels warmer. Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me keep going.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll hold it or anything. We can-
What's that?
If you need help with like, balancing her or anything, just like it will help.
I think she had also birthed her first placenta in the bathtub at a different house.
No.
So it's interesting too, like
Short little cord.
how people often do things the same way more than
Love you
once.
so much, I would.
Oh, thank you.
Why are you putting my check on the end? Huh? I guess not. Yeah. When it comes out. Yeah. Yeah. Unless I can grab a roll.
Oh, here it comes.
And I think her
Nice.
Nice. Cool. What do you want me to do? There's the basket with the check pads in the closet. Okay. Oh yeah, there's one in the cabinet.
I was fetching a placenta bowl for her. And I think when she had her first baby, her first baby, when she birthed the placenta, it was the first time Alicia, my apprentice, got to help with sort of catching one. So that's kind of cool. All right. People have questions about that. It's like a pretty, straightforward, simple video. I love that she kept her socks on. Yes, totally. I love the rawness of all of this. And I don't know which parts cut out when I was saying the backstory earlier, but especially when I watched that last part where she's birthing, I feel like I can really see the difference in myself as the midwife, with that being her second baby she had with me. Like I said something about how I loved her so much I would do something that she had asked me to do. I can't remember what she asked for, but I said something like, "Oh, I love you so much, I would do that." It's like much more just like friendly and kind of congenial and like relaxed. So that's what I was saying earlier if it was cutting out, just that I think it's really special to see how it looks when you've been with a woman multiple times. We have this question: how does the placenta detach as soon as it's out? So that's a small, I have a small answer version, and there's the big answer version, which is in 13 Moons. I think there's like an hour-long video kind of detailing the way that the placenta is birthed. But the short answer is that there's an enormous pressure change, and once the volume of the baby is out and the volume of all that fluid is out, and so it starts to shear away from the uterus. Usually within the first 3 contractions after the baby's out, the uterus keeps contracting, the placenta comes off the wall, and then, within the first half hour or so, usually it's out. Not always though. That's where there's the longer version of that answer too. Cool. I'm glad it worked. Do you want to show one, Maren, or do you want me to show the terrible one that I have, like the contrast, and talk about that while my one's still working?
Yeah, I had to do a bunch of finagling over here, so I'm hoping it works, but can you make me, am I co-host? Let me see if I can share my screen. That's going to be the question here.
Yeah. Well, which two are you wanting to share? Just so I can think
Well, it's just not working. I don't understand. Every time I click share screen, they're just like exclamation points, and I even updated Zoom. So what am I doing wrong?
I don't know. Which are they ones that are on Vimeo? Because I can grab them too.
Yeah. I had Alethia's and I think Ariella's second one, and I had a bunch up, but if you see those two, it will only take a minute. Sorry, everyone. I don't have any idea why this is not working.
Well, how about I show and talk a little bit about why we would show something that's now not one of our births. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, no, go for it.
Okay.
I have no idea what's going on here.
Okay, you keep working on that. Maybe, well, I'm not sharing mine, so I don't know why it's doing the exclamation points. That's really weird. I'm going to show you another one. This is not from one of our clients. This is something that was freely available on YouTube. And I always feel a little weird showing other people's stuff, especially because I'm going to show it to you as a contrast to what you just saw. Because even if what you just saw was really like cool and inspiring, and like someone said like, oh, it's really neat to see that she caught the baby herself. Yes, but listen, I'm literally talking on this thing. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, send help. The 8-year-old. Yes, you may get some eggnog. Can you do it quietly and not ask for more stuff from me for like a little bit? Where was my brain? Okay, so I like to contrast, especially when I'm teaching like one of our labor blueprint workshops or one of our free community workshops. It's okay if they see you, baby. You don't have to like hide in the background. I like to kind of sandwich like a really cool, inspiring video. And then I like to bring it back to like, this is what birth usually actually looks like for 99% of women, especially in the United States, to sort of ping pong, pendulate between these two so that we don't forget what most women are seeing, and then show another really awesome, inspiring one afterwards. And again, there's no judgment about like the choices that this woman made. There's no judgment about choosing hospital birth or wanting a birth that looks like this. It's just simply, again, I like to have people focus in on the feeling. So the feeling of what you just saw versus the feeling of what you're about to see, okay? So I'm going to share my screen again. And I'm gonna, let's see, where did I wanted to start at like 8.5 minutes. There's a whole 8.5 or 7.5, 8.5. Okay.
9, 10, awesome.
Guess what? She has hair. Lots of it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know where in the world she gets that.
Keep going, babe. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Yep. Ready to breathe into.
Oh my God.
Lots of pressure. You stay with it though. Stay with it.
Here.
Her hair is so long.
Keep pushing, babe. She's almost here.
Yes.
She's almost here.
There you go. There you go.
That's great.
We're going to do it again.
Good.
Great.
Nice.
Come on, babe.
And again. You do
Come on, one more. Come on, go again. Go again.
All the way.
Go again.
Let's go.
Go again. Go again. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. She's coming.
Really,
She's
truly,
coming.
she is.
She's coming.
Lots of pressure.
She's coming. One more, babe.
Push right
Come
into
on.
that pressure.
Come on. Come on.
Her head's there. Okay. Don't. Her head's out.
Come on, babe. Her head is out. Her head is out. Her head is out. Come on, babe. Come on. Come on. Come on. She's right there. Oh.
Okay, just breathe.
Just breathe.
Go ahead, baby.
Oh my God.
That is out.
Okay. All right. Now legs back again.
Yep.
And
let's
push.
give you a push.
Oh my God.
There you go, Pumpkin.
Okay.
Say
Oh,
hi,
my
Mama.
God.
Her face is out.
Open
She's
your eyes,
out.
Mom.
She's out.
Oh my
There
God.
you go, Mommy.
Okay. Set her leg.
Go ahead and say it like
Oh
that.
my God.
Hi.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
the honors, sir.
Yes.
Take this.
Okay. Oh my goodness. This is where we sit.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna tuck her right in. Okay.
Okay, so how is that for contrast? What did you notice? Yes, it is a relatively gentle hospital birth. And that's actually one of the reasons I chose that one. It's in my kind of like arsenal of things I show at classes. Another one that I often show is actually a birth center birth with, that was a midwife too. That was a midwife in the hospital. And another one that I show is these midwives who are in a birth center, because again, it's not about location and it's not about like better or like worse, right or wrong. It's, you know, what do we really want for ourselves as women when we're birthing our babies? What do we want for our clients? And so yeah, I try not to show like a really horrifying, traumatic hospital birth because I don't want it to seem like I'm being antagonistic about that being a choice. It's more about like, even in a gentle hospital birth, like what is the role of the woman giving birth? What is the role of the provider? Like in that video, you can just see how much that provider, that midwife thought like she is in control. She was the boss of that experience. Breathe now, just breathe, push now, do this, do that. You know, that it wasn't, the mother was not in charge. And that's okay. She didn't want to be, or she wouldn't have chosen that, that experience, you know? Or maybe she didn't know that that's what she was signing up for, but in any case, that is what she was signing up for. Yeah, nurses holding, pushing on her legs, too much clothing and clothes in the way of skin to skin, so many people there, the impatience, the coaching, the stress, the forcing. Angelia said it's so hard to watch them pull the baby out. Yeah, so did people notice? I mean, especially in comparison to the one you just watched with Amber, where the baby just plops out on its own. I didn't touch the baby at all. There's just no need for that. Right, who touched the baby first? And then the bulb syringe being so rough, drying the baby off. And then did that nurse pull the baby out? Yes, every baby, you know, that is how hospital providers and many home birth midwives also are trained, is to, as soon as the head is out, which they manage the delivery of the head, they think that they're helping, right? Then they also manage the delivery of the shoulders by reaching in and getting the shoulders and rocking the baby out at the very least. Very rarely in a hospital birth, unless a woman really is knowledgeable and clear about what she wants, will someone just have a baby that's spontaneously birthed, like in the video you saw first. Very, very rarely. I was even taught to do that at a birth center when I was training as a student midwife at a very medical place, which I would never do. You know, they said the head's out and the shoulders aren't coming right away. You rock the baby's head up and down, you know, trying to protect the neck, but you get the shoulders out. You don't wait for another contraction. Very impatient. Abigail said, I've been present for 2 hospital births, one with complications, both legs up in stirrups. I'm currently pregnant but high risk and would like to be on my knees, but I will have to be in the hospital. What is the best way I can communicate how I want to push? Well, first of all, I would encourage you to, you know, really dig into whether or not you're truly high risk. Maybe you are, but you know, I was told I was high risk and I had 2 home births, just for example. But in the hospital, like I said, if someone's really, really clear about what they want, especially if they have a really great doula by their side, you know, I've seen really nice hospital births where people are respected as well. A lot of it has to do with kind of the inner work. If you're not in our 13 Moons course already, I would go do that like right this second. It's a pay what you can option. And that's pretty awesome, since it's like the most comprehensive childbirth ed course that we're aware of. Was that nitrous oxide? I think it was oxygen. Nitrous oxide generally is not something they'll let you have a strap on your face. They make you hold it so that you can take it away. And they definitely do still use nitrous oxide. The midwives are even like touting that they can bring it to home births now. Fear causes the feeling to rush and hurry. Yeah, totally. Okay. I showed my 2. How is yours coming along there, Maren?
Yes, it has been resolved. So I'm excited to show you some videos.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, thank God for Google, huh?
What would we do without
Yeah,
it?
what would anyone do? So, okay. I'm gonna show Kirsten's video, and this is one of our newer ones. So you may have seen it, but I still think it's just so beautiful and worth seeing again if you have seen it. And there's not too much to say about it, except this is her first baby. And
That's nice.
yeah, she just really did the work during her pregnancy. You know, there were things that came up for her, and she was born by C-section. So you know, someone is not muted here.
The Zoom meeting that I'm on. They can't hear. They don't know.
I am going to mute you myself. Thank you very much. So yeah, I mean, she just is really healthy, had a really healthy pregnancy. Her waters opened at about 38 in a couple of days, which, you know, is a little bit earlier, but still can be normal. And I remember that I think that happened in the evening. And long story short, I mean, the labor didn't begin for probably 24 plus hours after that. So, you know, it can be okay for waters to be open. There was nothing wrong. There was no reason to like do anything crazy. She just rested and ate food, and I believe went to the chiropractor, and labor started, I think, right after her chiropractic visit. And I'm trying to remember now, but in the scheme of first births, it was relatively short. I want to say 12 hours and even less of active labor. So it really just was so picture perfect. And now let's cross our fingers here. Share sound. I don't know for every little thing. Okay, we can see it. Yes.
Yes, there is, maybe before you play it. Well, actually, you've already done the backstory, so go for it. But then I do want to come back to what Sarah was asking over here in the chat, maybe after.
Okay, yeah, I can't see it, so.
It's okay.
And no, who's taking the video? Sam was taking the video. I have to like remind myself who's taking the video sometimes. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Kirsten. So when she gets ready to really come, which is going to happen soon, you might want to get down on one knee so you can catch her yourself. Otherwise, Matt's going to have to get behind you and I can be with you. But so. Great, beautiful. Beautiful. Do you want us to help you get down so you can catch her yourself? It might be a little difficult standing, so whatever feels good. One knee down or both knees down. You good like that? Okay. You're amazing, Kirsten. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, next contraction. You're going to need both your hands. Okay, she's wiggling. You want to be the one with your hands down here? Just kind of help. Since there's some distance there, but looks like she can do it. Just be ready to help. Yeah, Okay, next contraction. The shoulders are coming. That's right. That's right. Great job.
Holy fucking shit.
That's right. Just push her the rest of the way out. There you go. Great job.
You got her, Matt.
Put her through Kirsten's legs.
Oh my god. Baby.
You did it, Kirsten.
Oh my god.
You did it.
Holy shit. That's the craziest thing I've ever done. Hi. Oh my gosh. You have so much feelings. Oh god. Oh my gosh. You're so slippery. Hi, baby. You cry so fast. Yeah. Is that girl? Oh my fuck. I did it. We did it. We did it. A real baby. Oh my god. Hi. Oh, you sweet little baby. Okay, I'm gonna sit back. Oh, that was not graceful.
Yeah, so there you have it. Pretty simple. And her placenta was born an hour later, which is one of the longer stretches I usually see, but I think it was there. She ended up going into the bathroom kind of alone and birthed that on the toilet with no issues. So it was all around very simple. The time of birth is when the baby is out, but often we note the placenta birth as well, like on the chart, but nobody else probably cares about that, just for our own our own knowledge, if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes or an hour, whatever. Yeah, the dog was one of my favorite part. Well, not really, but I love that the dad was holding the dog and I had to ask him to put the dog down to catch the baby. But that dog was their baby, so it made sense. I'm sort of like scrolling. Yeah, doing the work in pregnancy is processing your fears and often your ancestry and things that are perhaps in your cells or your bones that you're not quite aware of. And so for women that were born by cesarean, I find that they have some extra work to do in a sense to not replay that pattern. So, yeah. Yeah, we don't need to help the baby out. We don't need to do anything except wait unless there's trouble. And then if there's trouble, we would intervene, or at the very least have the mom change position. So no, we don't need to get a finger under the baby's armpit in case the baby is rotating and, you know, in a spiritual sense, the stars are aligning for their time of birth. So no, we don't interfere and we don't want to interfere. And you can, you know, feel and see that sometimes that feels like a very long time. But that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is for that baby. And obviously she came out screaming. So she wasn't stressed. It was just her timing. But it's true. You don't really do that.
Are you answering Sarah's question from up above?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm bad about reading it, but Sarah had said she was taught that as far as the shoulders go, but as soon as you can, get a finger under the baby's armpit in case there are problems with the shoulders getting out, but not pulling. And so I'm saying, nope.
Yeah.
Faulty teaching there, not necessary, and probably does more harm than good if the baby doesn't actually need help. And so, you know, you have to know if the baby actually needs help or not.
Even supporting the head, I think, is not necessary, just to be really clear. And if you would say the same, Maren, like that's just not necessary. Like women were designed to birth alone if needed. And that doesn't mean that they should or should feel like that's the best option. But, you know, when we're there, we need to start with what would this look like if I wasn't here, and only step in if we actually are needed or like are benefiting the process by doing so. And so I never touch the baby's head as it's coming out. And then I guess I would just take issue with this idea of the finger under the armpit just in case, because there's not going to be problems with the shoulders getting out if you can reach the baby's armpit easily anyways. So maybe there's more to that than you were able to type in the box, but yeah, not necessary.
Right. And yes, that was her first birth. And I think it's safe to say that she is over the moon about it and can't wait to have another baby, and is, you know, a huge fan and advocate of home birth and the way it happened for them, which was just completely peaceful and, you know, no touching or poking or anything. So yeah, thanks for witnessing that birth. Am I to show another one? Is that the plan?
People want to see another one, or do you want to ask questions, or what do people think? Type it in the box if you've got a preference. Melody says another.
Yeah, I'm sure we could be here for hours.
Mm-hmm. Gabby said, can you show yours in the hospital? I think she means with Rumi, which there's not a video, unfortunately.
Right. There's just the photos. And so not a video, but I think the photos paint a pretty good picture. And
there totally would have been a video if there'd been someone to take photos as well. But.
Yeah. There's the placenta birth in the hospital, and that's on our YouTube. But okay, I'll show one more. I mean, admittedly, this isn't the best quality. I think, you know, as time goes on, iPhones are improving and all of that. So I'm going to show Alethia's, and yeah, it's just not the best actual video, but it's a beautiful birth. And I see Valerie here, and I was glad to see her face because Valerie was at this birth with me. And this is Alethia's second baby, but first home birth. Her first birth was in the hospital, and it was very traumatic. It was a vaginal birth, but it involved a NICU stay and all kinds of things. And so for her second birth, she was really excited after having come to some of my free workshops, in indie birth workshops. She was really excited to have a home birth. And as you'll see, she's confident and great. But her husband, the entire pregnancy, and maybe to this day, I don't know. I don't think I know what he's up to, but he is a nurse, was a nurse. And so this idea of home birth was a little hard for him. And so when you watch the video, it's his hands that are like on her and waiting for the baby, not mine. But considering he did really great with the, you know, the medicalized birth training that he had, he was pretty supportive.
And I just wanted to say, people are so excited to see another one. Just another plug real quick. For 13 Moons, which I added the link for. Maybe I need to put the www at the beginning, but www.indiebirth.org/13 Moons is our pay what you can childbirth education course, which has dozens of videos like this, including, I don't know that Amber's is in there actually. I think that was a special off the books one, but if you like birth videos and you want to see really good ones and you don't want to try and like go through YouTube and watch a bunch of really terrible ones or traumatic ones or creepy ones, and you want a curated, you know, stockpile, we have that in 13 Moons. That is one of like 55 modules. So there's tons of other amazing content, information, things you didn't know you wanted to know. And like I said, it's pay what you can. So maybe get it for yourself for Christmas after this call if you are into birth videos, because there's lots there.
All right, here we go.
Oh my God!
Good job, Mama.
Oh shit!
Mm-hmm. Awesome. That's right. Your own hands. That's right. That's right.
You wanna grab her?
You're gonna do. Go ahead, Lee. Come right. Just wait for the baby to rotate. Good job. Good job. That's right.
arms. Good job. There you go. Sit back, Mama. Sit back, Mama. Oh my god. Oh my god, hi. Oh, a girl. Oh, a girl, hi. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. Yeah, we did it. Are you okay? We did it.
Yeah, excuse the dark video, as I said, and my possible questionable videographer skills there, but it's a beautiful birth. Yeah, I know I'm reading the comment about birthing on land and hard surfaces, and just for a minute, that comes up a lot, like with our videos, you know, a lot of the time people are uncomfortable emotionally with babies coming onto hard surfaces. So to that, I say go watch some animal birth videos and notice how there's no pillow prepared for them. And as far as the mom, yeah, she's just doing what she's doing, you know.
I think we're very precious with ourselves as human mammals, you know, and the other part is that I think, you know, and this was part of why I didn't have water births. I think women really like the hard surface, the gravity of being on like a hard, stable, firm surface. I've seen very few bed births because it's just too squishy. And when you're trying to like push a baby out, you often need that gravity and that sense of stability that can really only be afforded by a hard surface. But you know, yeah, I mean, I've told people too about like I had a 68-hour labor with my daughter, and most of it was spent on my carpet, on my knees, on hands and knees, and I had like rug burns for weeks on my kneecaps from that. But in the moment, I was not thinking about that because that was the position that made the most sense to be in, you know. But I think it's a cool question. It brings up this question of like, you know, how strong, or this fact of how strong women are. Do what you gotta do. I do not think that it impacts the baby's brain if they fall like a foot and hit the floor. That's my own personal belief. I have nothing to back that up. But I think if that was gonna really like make or break a baby's neurological health for the rest of their life, we would probably have some sort of bigger instinct to be on the ground, or you know, like I think nature didn't get it wrong. Do you want to say anything about this question from Gabby? Can you share a little about how you manage a hands-off from the medical team birth in the hospital?
Well, I mean, I arrived pushing. I had been pushing for a while. So when I got in there, I was just praying for the baby to come out, and there really wasn't time for them to mess with me. I don't know. You know, my brain was somewhere else. I don't know how many minutes it was, but I know that I remember the doctor saying something to me. I don't even know what. And then I felt Rumi's head coming, and he was just born. So I don't know how many minutes it was, but they didn't really have time. And they knew I didn't want anything that I didn't need. So I don't know. It just was really magical. And I wish I could, make an instruction manual for all hospital births to look like that, but it's just the way it went. And it ended up, looking like all of my births and being just like all of my home births, really. There wasn't any intervention or interference, even in word, if you can believe that. They were a very energetically supportive group of people who I did not know at all, but who stayed on the outside of my bubble. So it didn't bother me. I didn't even really notice them. And yeah, you can read
I
the
just
story.
posted a link.
Yeah, Gabby, check out the link. And then there's some podcasts if you're curious about more. It's all in there. Right. So any last questions or observations about birth videos or the ones we showed today? I'm sure we'll do this again. And we have a fun new schedule for these new and full moon gatherings for the new year. So we will be skipping the new moon in January because Margot and I will be in Oahu and we are going to enjoy that after we lead a retreat. So we won't see you in 2 weeks. We'll see you in about a month and then it'll get back to every 2 weeks. And like I said, there's a fun schedule from, envisioning birth for 2023, if I remember correctly, to talks about midwifery licensing and other things that are really important to us. So we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yeah. And I know I already plugged it, but in case people didn't hear or now want a reminder, just plugging 13 moons again, because again, there's tons of birth videos in there. And this question of like, how do you get this kind of birth like in a hospital setting? Like, I would argue that if you want this kind of birth in any setting, the best thing you can do to prepare is to do a course like our 13 moons course, and it's the only one like it. So do our 13 moons course, and do tons of preparation around what birth looks like, how it works. Someone asked a great question about like placenta birth, which, like I said, is also covered in 13 moons. All of the women, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, except for the one I showed you that was in the hospital, all of the videos that we've showed you today, those women did our 13 moons course. And I can tell a huge difference between the people who have done it and the people who, like, if I attend a birth with a different midwife, or, when I was working in a birth center setting, like, people who don't do that kind of preparation have different experiences. And so, not that we can guarantee any kind of experience, but if that's what you want, then learning from people who are midwives for those kinds of births and learning from the women who prepared for that kind of birth as well. That's my biggest recommendation, whether you're wanting a birth like that at home or in the hospital or wherever, is to educate yourself really thoroughly. And if you're a doula or a midwife, and you want to have births that look like that in your, for your clients, definitely recommend that they take it as well. We also have doulas and midwives to include it in the cost of their care. So they'll just register their clients and have it be mandatory. And I could say a ton more about that. There's a bunch of other really cool ways to utilize that. So if you're a doula or a midwife on here and you're like, oh yeah, like that would be a really huge time saver for me and be really amazing to have my clients have access to this information, you can always send us a message over on the platform or by email, and we could certainly talk about how that looks. It's pretty simple. And I think that's all I wanted to say. Just that keeps popping up today. That wasn't a planned plug, but since that is an amazing resource and a lot of people don't know about it, there you go again. And I can add that link one more time too before we close out.
Yeah, I just posted a link as well. We do have a couple spots still left for the retreat in Oahu. So if you're freezing your butt off where you are right now, as I am, you will perhaps consider sitting on the beach and being warm with us for a 2-day retreat in January. It is for women that are curious about the path of radical midwifery. So it doesn't mean you have to have any birth experience, but you're pondering if you want to become a midwife and how that might look and what blocks are feeling like they're there for you. So there's still spots if you can get yourself to Oahu. And I put the link there. It's a short application, and then that's it.
I would also plug, someone had said that they're currently studying midwife, student midwife, that it would also be great for someone who's studying midwifery, but needs sort of like the indie birth version of how this can look. If your preceptor is telling you things that don't align with what you just saw here, that might be a really good option. We're not ever going to badmouth anybody for the way that they practice, but if you know, like in your heart, that you're wanting to do it more like this is a really great way to sort of bolster that for yourself, and see what is possible and learn from people who are doing it this way. I don't think we've had any practicing midwives come yet, have we, Maren? But I mean, it would certainly be useful for them as well if they're trying to figure out their way towards a more radical version of this whole midwife thing.
Yeah, I mean, we do have people coming back again, like Miss Danielle that's here. So it really is an effective 2 days. And by effective, I mean, it really gets to the heart of why you're being called to this path. And it's different for all of us. So this isn't a clinical workshop. It's a way to sit and journal and meet other women and, be in meditation and do breath work and all kinds of stuff that helps peel away the layers that we have in front of us sometimes. So I love it.
Also,
I can't wait to see you there.
It also really takes away that like feeling of being a black sheep, when you're amongst all these other women.
All right. Perhaps that's a sign. Margot has frozen again.
Frozen.
Yep. Well, it's frozen out and you keep freezing. So everybody needs to go light a fire or a candle or something.
That's right. All right. See you next time.
Everybody. We'll see you back here in a month. So stay, check the schedule, look at the emails, look at it on Instagram, and we'll see you back here for the full moon. Do I mean that? No, maybe it's the new moon. The new moon in January.
Another new moon.
I'm all confused. Yeah, we're missing the full moon, but we'll see you in the new moon in January. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.